What's up, everybody? It's here and it is Wednesday, and we're here today to talk about some football and some fantasy football as we are one day, less than 24 hours away to Thanksgiving and Thursday football all day long as it begins tomorrow in the morning with the Bears and the Lions. In the afternoon, we got the Giants and the Cowboys. And then tomorrow night, we got the Miami Dolphins taking on those Green Bay Packers from Wisconsin. But before we get to all of that stuff that's going to go down, we got some breaking news and some big stuff that happened today. As we saw last week, Daniel Jones, got released by those New York Giants. But it didn't take long enough, and it only took a few days for Daniel Jones to find himself a new home. And that team is the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, you hear that right. Daniel Jones is now the backup to Sam Darnold in Minnesota. We did see Sam Darnold, and we did see him go and everything, do what happened, and he did kind of leave the game, and then he came out and everything. But having a little backup, Daniel Jones, I mentioned it last week, and I've said it a lot when we do watch football here on the channel and talk about football. We always see it happen with quarterbacks going to different teams, and they always seem to have a better chance and a better spot and a better opportunity. So I'm not saying Daniel Jones is going to go to Minnesota and be the greatest quarterback of all time. But I think Daniel Jones could still be a decent backup. And given with what the opportunity and what the weapons that the Vikings do have with Aaron Jones, with Cam Akers, with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hockenson, so on and so forth, I think Daniel Jones, if he did have to come into the game, I think it could be okay. But for right now, he is the backup, and it looks like we'll have to see what happens with Daniel Jones, now in Minnesota. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about that, J-Dog. I will get to all of the comments after we go through Week 12, that was, and then we will go and we will talk about everything else. But let's get to that, and let's talk about Week 12. That was, or no, that's Week 13. Here we go, Week 12. Let's talk about the Week 12 games. That was. And let's talk about, because shout out to J-Dog again. Shout out to him for helping me with all the picks as of late. We went 9-5 this week. We didn't have that bad of a week. But these teams that did lose had themselves a bad week. But we did see Anthony Richardson have himself an okay game. I'm not saying that it was the is that not right? No, that's not right. Never mind. Oh my goodness. I got the complete wrong. That's not even the games that was last week. Never mind. Scratch that one, because now we're just going to have to go over them because I don't have the picture. I grabbed the wrong one. So let's go through these games and let's talk about it, because I thought that was the right one, but yeah, no, that's not right. So let's go through these games. That was last week in the NFL. 9-5 I went. Green Bay Packers went out and they defeated the San Francisco 49ers 38-10. We saw Brock Purdy's absence be a big downfall for the 49ers. The 49ers could not do anything right. Honestly, the guy that had the biggest game very well, and that it was George Kittle. Brandon Allen didn't really do too much. Christian McCaffrey didn't have himself a good game, but the Green Bay Packers did what they had to do, and they got that win. My Chicago Bears, don't matter how hard they try, they can never get a win, as they lost in overtime against the Minnesota Vikings after Santos made the field goal that he missed last week against Green Bay. Then the Bears got the ball. They couldn't get a touchdown or a field goal, and the Vikings went down, got a field goal, and they won the game. The Vikings go to 9-2, and the Bears fall to 4-7. The Lions went on and continued to do what the Lions have been doing, destroying every team and not giving up any points. They are 24-6. They defeated the Colts by. They are now 10-1 as the Colts fall to 5-7. We saw the Ravens and the Chargers have themselves one hell of a fight on Sunday night. It was one of the good games of the week, as we saw Lamar Jackson. Or no, that was Monday night. I'm sorry. Monday night that was. Lamar Jackson and the Chargers had themselves a good day. It was kind of scary there, as Lamar Jackson didn't do too well in the first quarter, first half kind of, but he figured it out. He had himself a decent day. We did see J.K. Dobbins leave the game with a knee injury. We'll have to see, obviously, with his injuries in the past. We don't know what's going to go on with J.K. Dobbins. Quentin Johnson and got 0 points. So Quentin Johnson's costing me my week, because I only needed 2 points from him, and I lost because of it. But I think that Ladd McConkey is still a good start for those Chargers. I know J-Dog's going to be happy about this one as the Philadelphia Eagles defeated the Los Angeles Rams 37-20. Jalen Hurts had himself a day, or I shouldn't say Jalen Hurts had himself a day. Mr. Saquon Barkley had himself a day as he had over 200 yards. He had 3 touchdowns, and he had himself one just hell of a day, and it was just a good time for him on the way to what he was doing, and just continues to be one of the best running backs in the NFL right now, and most likely probably the best running backs of all time, at least this year, most likely. We saw the Seahawks defeat the Cardinals 16-6. Cardinals couldn't do anything right. The Seahawks did what they had to do. The Broncos and Bo Nix did their thing and continue to dominate. We did see Gardner Minshew get hurt, and he will be out for the rest of the season. The Broncos go to 7-5 as they win 29-19. The Dolphins came out and showed up. Tua went out, as you saw in the thumbnail. Tua had over 40 points, 4 touchdowns, and did his thing against the Patriots as they won 34-15. That's the Patriots that we thought that we were going to see, and then, sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. Never thought we'd be in a world where the Patriots were not a good football team after what Tom Brady did to us for all those years. But here we are. The Buccaneers went out and completely demolished the Giants 30-7. The Giants couldn't do anything right with Tommy DeVito, and now they get to go play the Cowboys, and I don't know which way that's going to go. I feel like it could go either way. The Cowboys could win, or the Giants show up on Thursday afternoon on Thanksgiving and have themselves a great time. The Commanders fall to 7-5, and the Cowboys go to 4-7. The Chiefs barely defeated the Panthers 30-27 as they go to 10-1. The Chiefs barely, as I said, won. The Panthers played a really good game. Bryce Young showed up and showed what he could do, as what I think the Panthers were hoping what they were going to get in the beginning and when he first came into the league. We saw the Tennessee Titans defeat the Texans 32-27, one of the better games of the week, too. C.J. Stroud went out and did what he knew he could do with Nico Collins back healthy, better than ever. C.J. Stroud might be back and might be trustworthy in fantasy football again. And they do have a pretty decent matchup this week, as we'll talk about it in a little bit. Thursday Night Football, we saw the Steelers and the Browns in that snowy matchup as the Browns won 24-19. And the Browns went to 3-8, and the Steelers fall to 8-3. And that was week 12. I'm sorry that I did not have those picks up right. I don't know why that was. But now let's talk about a couple things before we talk about week number 13. Now, and let's talk about first. I know J-Dog's gonna love this, but ever since Nick, I can't say his last name. Ever since Nick. I don't know. J-Dog, you're going to have to tell me next time you call me. Sirianni, there we go. Sirianni, they have went 7-0. So I guess that's all you needed, J-Dog, was him to go bald for the for the Eagles to become good. But I also did want to take a look now that we are at the week of Thanksgiving. I wanted to take a look on how the rookie quarterbacks were doing. And it goes as this and it goes as followed. It seems that we have number 5, obviously, Michael Penix Jr. not playing as much as because obviously they have Kirk Cousins. But again, I think it's a good thing because he's learning. He's learning from somebody that's been in the league for a long time. And the Falcons are kind of building a team that could be very good in the near future. But right now he has only had 5 passing attempts. He's at 38 yards. He has no touchdowns or no interceptions. Number 4. Probably going to have to go Drake May, as he is 127 for 129 passing attempts, 1,236 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Drake May doing his thing and having himself one heck of a decent, I guess, rookie year. I'm not saying that he's the greatest, but Drake May could have a very good and very bright future. And number 3, it's Caleb Williams, as he has 325 passing attempts, 2,016 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. The first overall pick has had a lot of good things happen. Some bad things happen. The offensive line for the Chicago Bears has got to be one of the worst offensive lines. No matter how hard they try to build something, they can never figure out an offensive line. No matter who the quarterback is either, it does not faze them at all. Number 2, I got to go Bo Nix. Bo Nix, 357 passing attempts, 2,275 yards. And he has 14 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Bo Nix very well could be the number 1. But the record is starting to look better. But I feel like so far Jayden Daniels has been the number 1 quarterback so far in this year's draft for the quarterbacks, as he has 2,338 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. And the Commanders are doing what they need to do to continue to be the team that they've wanted to be for such a long time, as they sit at 7-5, and so do the Denver Broncos. And that is how I rank the top 5 quarterbacks that were drafted this year. But I just thought that would be something different that we could do. Before we do talk about the waiver wire pickups, we talk about week number 13, and we talk about everything else like that. Now, let's get to, and before we get to the chat, or no, let's get to the chat now, and then we will go over and we will start talking about week number 13. We got a lot of chats. It's all J-Dog. We appreciate you, J-Dog. What's up, J-Dog? Yo, I love this. I love the Ghostface picture. It has been a crazy week in the NFL. Yeah, yes, it has. We got Delgado in the house. What's up, Delgado? You went 9-5? Not so bad. I appreciate that. Appreciate you helping me, J-Dog. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Yes, guys, remember, we will not be here tomorrow, but we haven't had one in a while. We actually haven't had 2 in a while. We have not had a double header in a while, and we have not had a retro series. And we're knocking that all both in one day. As tonight at 7 o'clock, or 7:30, I should say, we will be back here tonight as we will be watching the retro pay-per-view Survivor Series 2001. Come and hang out as we watch the winner take all. We got WWF, Team WWF taking on the Team Alliance. And look at those names in there, as I'm going to remove J-Dog's comment here for a second. Look at those names and look at those guys that are in this match. It's going to be a good night. Come and hang out on Wednesday, as we are less than 24 hours away, as I said, to Thanksgiving. If you guys are getting ready, if anybody's doing any Black Friday shopping, all that good stuff, let me know. What's everybody buying? But let's get back to the comments. Look, Bears win. That helps the Eagles because if Eagles beat the Ravens, then Eagles be tied 10-2. So well, there you go, J-Dog. It gives you a reason to watch the Bears game tomorrow. Daniel Jones won't have a big impact on the Vikings because that puts more pressure on Sam Darnold. Exactly. Now that you got someone that's going to learn from Sam Darnold, because you got to let go of Sam next year. Yes. And also, I think when J.J. McCarthy comes there, I think that, J.J. McCarthy will most likely be the starter, obviously. And I think that it will be good for, it can't hurt. The worst thing they do, they release him. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. Battle of the running backs. You'll love to see it. So what game are you streaming on Sunday? Because it says the game of the week. Yes, it does. Well, that's because I haven't told you what game yet. We haven't got to week number 13 yet. I'll tell you when I did get the games wrong. I'm sorry. That was my bad. That was an old picture. I thought I had a wrong picture. Don't yell at me. I'm sorry. But we fixed it. I just got rid of it. Dolphins for sure would be a great fit. Just got the fact that Tua, yes, and also I think they might have, if they did not just have Tua go out there and throw 4 touchdowns against the Patriots. The Thanksgiving games will help your record this week because that would get you 11, 12 wins if you troll. Okay. I did get the scores. I'm sorry. That's the worst 49ers loss since 2018. Yes. Yes. And I think this is the worst the 49ers have been since then. Lions are not hard to figure out. They have flaws too. And it will come with the Bills game. That game should be it should be, but it won't be. Yes, Eagles had a great win without Smith. Yes, they did. Sometimes you don't need Smith. All you need is a little Saquon Barkley. Yes, Adrian Peterson. I think Saquon will be very close to the MVP start this year. Tommy DeVito has an elbow injury. He's questionable. That's going to be it. Oh, my God. Wait, what? Wait. Tommy DeVito's questionable too? I didn't even see that. So who's going to be the quarterback? I need to look that up here in a second. Because who is the, I don't even know who the backup. What's up, Seth? Ravens destroy the Eagles this week. Uh-oh. J-Dog going to start fighting people. J-Dog, please don't start fighting people. Oh, Drew Lock, he said. Great. All right, so maybe I do go pick up the Cowboys defense. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Lions definitely better 10-1 game. I mean, well, I'm going to show you a graphic after I go through the comments. The Lions, I don't know. The Lions could be in for a trap game. Steelers Browns was actually good. Won an upset. Yes, it was actually a pretty good game. It was. I saw this 7-0. I saw this last week. What'd you see last week? DeAndre Swift, former team, so we'll see if that has full effect on tomorrow's game. I mean, that's true. Oh, he saw the quarterbacks. Okay. All right, that's my rankings. Jaden, Bo, Caleb, Phoenix. I would switch Jaden for Bo because Jaden Daniels has come back down to earth. That is true. I got Lakers at 10:30. Okay, well, it will be you can come. You know where to find me, J-Dog. Okay, I did not know that. I did not. Drew Lock is the quarterback. Oh, God. Are we really going to watch a Thanksgiving? Like, man, what happened? What happened to the Thanksgiving games that was like, I mean, we could even go back to even RG3 against Tony Romo or like Matthew Stafford against Jay Cutler or freaking like Ben Roethlisberger against Joe Flacco on third. Like, what happened to those games? You give me Cooper Rush and Drew freaking Lock while I'm eating turkey and I'm trying to enjoy football, and you give me that? Type it. And the Bears are probably going to get their ass kicked tomorrow. So you're telling me I get to watch? CJ Dog said, let me just rant for a second. So you're telling me I got to watch the Bears lose, and I got to watch Cooper Rush against Drew Lock, and then I get to watch the Packers defeat the Dolphins? What a day. What a freaking day. What a life to be a Bears fan. Anyway, before we talk about Week 13 and everything else, let's talk about these Thanksgiving games, and let's talk about a record that the Lions have not set. And the Lions have not had a good time on Thanksgiving as of late, as they have lost on the last 7 Thanksgiving days. They lost last year 30-23. The year before, 23-16, 20-40, 41-25, 16-14, 28-25, and 29-22. So what you're telling me is that the Lions are 0-3 against the Bears. They're 0-7 on Thanksgiving. I'm saying the Bears got a chance. But I actually did not know that stat until I actually saw it this morning. That's kind of crazy that the Lions are not, and they haven't played very well on Thanksgiving. Maybe it's the short week. Maybe it's the turkey. Maybe I don't know what it is. Just have to wait and see what happens. But I'm sure what's going to happen is the Lions are going to win. And it's going to be a sad day yeah. But we still got football, and that's all that matters to me. Tomorrow's games, as I said, and they go as followed. We got the Bears taking on the Lions at 11:30 a.m. We got the Giants and the Cowboys going at each other at 3:30. And then on Thursday Night Football at NBC and Peacock, it is the Dolphins and those Green Bay Fudge Packers from Wisconsin on Thursday Night Football. And then don't forget on Friday, it's Black Friday, and we got some 3 o'clock football before we go, and probably while we're live watching and while we're talking about Survivor Series War Games, we'll be watching also the Las Vegas Raiders take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And it will be Black Friday. So go get some shopping done and watch some football. Well, my predictions for these games are, I'm going to take the Lions to win. Maybe they get their first win over the Bears and on Thanksgiving for the first time in 7 years. And I'll say they win by a field goal, and I'll say it's 30-27. Giants and Cowboys. I don't know who to pick in this game, but if Drew Lock is the quarterback, I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win this game. And I'm going to say that the Cowboys win by a score of 24-21. Now, Thursday Night Football it is on Peacock and NBC. It's not on Prime. Prime football will be on, and that will be Black Friday football on Friday. But Thursday night, you can watch anywhere on NBC and Peacock. And it's going to be, I think this will probably be the best game of the day, most likely. I think we could see Tua have a good game. Obviously, I don't think he's going to have 4 touchdowns because it's not the New England Patriots. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not like that. Green Bay Packers defense is actually pretty good. And as much as I don't want to say it, let's take those Green Bay Fudge Packers from Wisconsin, and let's say that they win the game by a score of 35-30. And it comes down to a last-second drive, and the Packers intercepted. And let's just say it's Jaire Alexander that intercepts it. And those are the games for Thanksgiving. And then on Friday, like I said, we'll be here doing the Survivor Series War Games preview show around 5 o'clock here on the channel. So make sure you come and check that out. But I was thinking about going live for this game, but it's not that great of a game. And now that Gardner Minshew's out, I feel like the Chiefs are just going to demolish, and it's not going to be a good day for the Las Vegas Raiders. And that is why I'm going to say that this game will be over by halftime. And I'm going to say the score of this game is 35-20. But I'm going to say that the Las Vegas Raiders get a lot of their points during garbage time. And the Chiefs will fall, and they will go to or they won't fall. They will rise, and they will go to, and they will have their record go to 11-1. Now that we talked about the Thursday night games, and now that we talked about the Friday games, let's talk about the rest of these games. And let's talk about it. And let's see what happens. And let me tell you, and when we get to it, I'll let you know what game we'll be going live for this week on Sunday. We got the Chargers and the Falcons. This game should be a good one as we got Kirk Cousins and Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, obviously, after what happened on Monday, so close, had himself a decent game. But this game is a good game, too, that I think could be very high scoring. And that is why I'm going to say that it's going to be a final score of 35-28. And I'm going to say the Los Angeles Chargers get the win over here, and they get the win in the ATL. We got the Steelers taking on the Bengals, as it will be Russell Wilson taking on Joe Burrow, as Joe Burrow will be coming off of his bye week a little bit healthy, getting the guys and everybody back together and getting everybody a little bit rejuvenated. Now we will see that, and we'll have to see what happens. But either way, I'm going to say the Bengals do win this game, and I'm going to say it's a score of 30-20. Joe Burrow has a couple touchdowns. Chase Brown has a touchdown. And I'll say Jamar Chase, bold prediction, has 200 yards against that Steelers defense. Steelers defense is good, so that's why I'm saying. Now, earlier, we talked about C.J. Stroud having himself a good game last week, and I think he's going to do so very well this week, too, because they're going up against that Jacksonville Jaguars, and they just can't seem to do anything correctly if their life depended on it. So that is why I'm going to say I'm going to make this one nice, quick, and easy. And I'm going to say the Texans win by a score of 38-17, and they defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, a very underrated game of the week, it is the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Minnesota Vikings, as we will see Kyler Murray and James Conner take on Sam Darnold, maybe Daniel Jones, and Aaron Jones. There's a lot of Joneses in Minnesota right now. But I think it's going to be a very good game, and I think this is a game that we could be talking about at the end of the week that could very well shock everybody. And that is why I'm going to say the Arizona Cardinals win 27-24. And the Vikings, they won last week on a last-second field goal in overtime. But I'm going to say that the Cardinals win by a last-second field goal in regulation as they win, and they upset the Minnesota Vikings. Now we got what used to be an AFC championship matchup every single year, as it was Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. But now it's Anthony Richardson. It's Drake May, and it's only on at noon. But it should be a decent game. It should be an okay game. I do think that Jonathan Taylor should have an okay game. We did see what Devon Achane did last week. So hopefully Jonathan Taylor, if this is the week to get better and get going, this could be the week. Anthony Richardson could be very well a good start this week if you have a quarterback that isn't a bye or whatever is happening and injuries, whatever is going down. Colts, Patriots. I'm going to say the Colts win this by a score of 27-21. And Anthony Richardson has himself a touchdown and has himself a decent game. Now, the game that we're going live for, the New York Jets and the Seattle Seahawks. No, I'm just kidding. Not even close. No, but Seattle, Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker taking on Breece Hall and Aaron Rodgers as Aaron Rodgers. And the Jets are coming off of their bye. The Jets need to do something. And if they can't do it against the Seahawks, As much as they don't have very much hope right now. But if they lose again, they ain't gonna have hope at all. And I just don't see the Jets winning this, and that is why I'm gonna take the Seahawks to win by a score of 30-17. And until the Jets do something, I can't trust them. We got the Commanders and the Titans. We saw what the Texans did to the Titans last week, and I think the Commanders are going to bounce back. They're going to do what they're going to do, and they're going to have themselves an not easy W, because Will Levis has been playing good. Tony Pollard's been doing good. Calvin Ridley's been doing okay. The tight end had a good 70-plus yard passing reception touchdown last week. So I'm not going to say the Titans are going to get destroyed, but I do believe that the Commanders will squeak out a win, and they will get this win by a score of 28-21. We got a divisional matchup between the Buccaneers and the Panthers. And this one, I'm sorry, but you played great against the Chiefs last week, but I think Baker's going to go out and show up and show out. And that's why I think this game is going to be the game that is going to be the highest scoring game of the week, or I should say the biggest blowout game of the week, as I think the Buccaneers are going to win 40-7, and the Buccaneers are just going to destroy the Patriots. We got the Rams and the Saints. It's Matthew Stafford and Kyren Williams as they take on the coming off of a bye team, Saints, MVS, and Alvin Kamara. We'll see what happens with Taysom Hill. See if he can put up another 30-burger this week. Probably not. But either way, I am going to say that the Rams win this game by a score of 24-20. And it's not a high-scoring game. It's a good game, but it's just not my favorite game of the week. Well, you know what game is my favorite game of the week, and the game that we are going live for. J-Dog, I know you're excited. I'm going to try to get Lamar in here. But it is the Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, as they take on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. We'll be here at 4:30 or 3:30 on Sunday to watch the Eagles and the Ravens. Most likely, probably the best game of the week, with both teams trying to fight for playoff spots. Lamar Jackson trying to put up another good game, and the Eagles trying to continue to do what the Eagles have been doing all year long. And this is why I think this is going to be the game of the week. It's going to be a very high-scoring game. It's going to come down to a field goal. And I'm going to say Justin Tucker makes a field goal, and the Baltimore Ravens win by a score of 38-35. Sorry, J-Dog. I don't know what's going to happen, but it could be the other way around, and the Eagles win 38-35. But it's going to be a great game on Sunday, and I can't wait to watch it. Now on Sunday night, after we're done watching Survivor Series, we're through with War Games. We got done watching all the games that were on Sunday and Thursday and Friday. We got football all bunch of days this week. You'll love to see it. We got Sunday Night Football. We've been waiting all night for it, as we'll have to see if Brock Purdy does play. But Brandon Allen and Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers, will be taking on Josh Allen and James Cook and the Buffalo Bills. Well, as I said, definitely have to see what happens with Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy was playing, I think this would be a way, way better game, and it will be a better game. But if it is Brandon Allen, I think that the Buffalo Bills are going to win. And if you do have the Buffalo Bills defense, you might want to start the Buffalo Bills defense this week. But again, it all depends on what happens with Brock Purdy. So it is only Wednesday. Just keep an eye out in the injury report and see what happens. And the game is on Sunday, so you would obviously have to have a backup plan if you are going to go that route. But it's going to be a good game. And I'm going to say that if Brock Purdy does somehow play, I'm going to say that the 49ers do win this game by a score of 27-24. But if they don't, and if he does not play, I'm going to say that the Buffalo Bills win by a score of 30-21. And the 49ers get a bunch of garbage time points. Now we got Monday Night Football. It is the Cleveland Browns and Jameis Winston as they take on the surging Denver Broncos and Bo Nix. Bo Nix doing his thing. The Browns had themselves a huge upset last week against the divisional rivals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a big game for the Browns, and it was a game that, I don't think a lot of people really saw coming from the Browns. But they did it. They did their thing, and they had one hell of a day. And, we'll have to see what happens. But in either way, and no matter what happens, I'm going to say that the Broncos do win this game by a score of 28-17. 28-17, Broncos over the Browns. So, J-Dog, if you could write this down right now, I'm going to give you my picks, and you can write them down for me. We got the Lions over the Bears. We got the Cowboys over the Giants. We got the Packers over the Dolphins. Right? Yeah, Packers over Dolphins. Chiefs over Raiders. We got the Chargers over Falcons. The Bengals over the Steelers. Texans over Jaguars. The Cardinals over the Vikings. The Colts over the Patriots. The Seahawks over the Jets. Commanders over Titans. The Buccaneers over the Panthers. The Rams over the Saints. The Ravens over the Eagles. The Bills over the 49ers. And the Broncos over the Browns. And those are my picks for week number 13. Now, let's get into and let's talk about the waiver wire pickups. The guys that you should start and stream and all of that good stuff, you know. Let's talk. Okay, I don't know why it does this. Every week, I always accidentally put the 13 through 20 up. But first, let's talk about these guys that you should target in the waiver wire if you have not yet, or if they are still available on the waiver wire. Ameer Abdullah, short term. Davion Wicks, can't speak. Adonal Mitchell. Gus Edwards, we'll have to see what happens with J.K. Dobbins. Honestly, I don't know about how I feel about Gus Edwards, but if you're in a bind and you need a running back, and if J.K. Dobbins is out for a long period of time, we'll have to see. But Kamir Vidal is somebody you'll have to keep an eye out to. Honestly, I would wait and see what happens in this week's game. We have Jeremy McNichols. We don't know what's going to happen with Austin Eckler. We don't know what's going to happen with Brian Robinson. We'll just have to wait and see with it. But for right now, he might be a good option. Elijah Moore, we've talked about him all the time. Elijah Moore could be an option if he's still there. Devon Veely, wide receiver. You never know when you need a wide receiver. Adam Thielen is back in our lives. Yes, he is. He had a decent game last week. But Adam Thielen, you know, he's a guy that, you know, we can trust. MVS Marquez Valdez-Scantling coming off of the bye for the Saints. He hasn't had like great targets and games that he has every single week, but he is somebody that if you do need somebody, and with guys obviously injured and bye weeks coming up and everything, you never know. This will be the last time I mention this guy, at least, you know, I mean, I feel like you should already have him. Xavier Legette, short term. I think Xavier, we've talked about him. I think that he's a good one, and I think he might even be better than short term. But Xavier, he's had a few good games, he's had a few bad games, and we'll have to see what happens with the Panthers offense. Tyler Algier, stash him obviously with Bijan Robinson. You never really know what could happen, but he still has been getting a lot of opportunities, and with, like I said, bye weeks still coming this week, or next week, I should say. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But Tyler Algier, good option. Trey Benson, I don't think he's still out there, but if he is, go get him. Zach Charbonnet. If you do have Kenneth Walker, you should already have Zach Charbonnet. Roschon Johnson seeming to be the goal line back for the Chicago Bears. Looking like the Gus Edwards guy, and it looks like he might be the guy that's just stealing touchdowns from DeAndre Swift. The Mario Douglas has been on this list for a long time. If you don't have him yet, I don't know why you don't. Blake Corum, if you have Kyron Williams, obviously you need to stash for with the playoffs coming up. You just never know. Brandon Allen, if you have Breece Hall, and Jordan Mason. You never know with Christian McCaffrey. You just got to keep an eye out for it and see what happens. Noah Brown, I don't like you. But if you do need a wide receiver, go out and get Noah Brown, because Noah Brown is a guy that, you know, has not had himself a great time. But, you know, he's still, as I said, bye weeks and everything else like that. We'll just have to wait and see what will go down and what will happen with that. But those are my week number 13 picks, waiver wire pickups, fantasy targets, and all of the things that you need to set your lineup for this week of the NFL football season. So now let's get back to the chat. Let's see what you guys are all saying, and let's talk about what we will be doing, and then we will say goodbye. They're cursed. I know. Thank you. Sanders, Bass, or Gonzalez? I'm going to go Sanders. They're cursed. And plus, you're going to start. Your game starts before the other game. So we'll see. I know. That's what I'm saying. Guys, thoughts? My bad. I didn't see the comment until right now. So, Tyler, if you are here, hopefully J Dog helped you in the chat. If you did not, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are only 2 Christmas games. Wait, there's Christmas games? Bet. Is there really? Bet. Christmas games. Let's see. What week is that? Week 16? Week 16. There is no Christmas games. Oh, I lied. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is 2. The Ravens and Texans and the Chiefs and Steelers. If Cowboys win, that ruin their draft pick. Wait, you have what? Chiefs and the Lions. Anything to keep you up. Don't fall asleep. I ain't falling asleep. Is Bengals season over? Because that's the vibe. It's not over just yet. Start 2. Ladd McConkey, Terry Scary McLaurin, Calvin Ridley, Jawan Jennings, full PPR. Also thinking about getting brave and starting Taysom Hill over McBride. All right, well, first question, start 2. Definitely Ladd McConkey. And I don't want to say Jawu. I don't want to say Jennings because of what is going on with the quarterback situation. So it's down to Ridley and McLaurin. And to be honest with you, in my case, let's see. I just want to make sure I know who these guys are all facing to. So the Titans are going up against each other. Okay, so if I'm going to go that route, I'd probably take Terry McLaurin in that option. So I'd go McLaurin and McConkey. I don't know, man. If you got a good record and you could afford to lose, I mean, why not take the opportunity and see what happens? But if you need a win, I'd go with Trey McBride. Cardinals lose, win. That's been there every week. Upset of the week. No one trusts Jets. No more. Yeah, so I would definitely start Sanders, Tyler. Sorry about that. I don't know. J-Dog, you're not Yeah, Sanders in Green Bay. Yes, that's what I would do. Because I think that game's going to be very high scoring. Fun fact. If the Chiefs win their game and the Dolphins lose, the Chiefs clinch a playoff berth. And if the Bills win and if the Dolphins lose, then they could. How are we already clinching playoff spots? It's week 13. That's crazy. You can win up to 14 games that week. I love to see it. You can win up to 16 games. Damn, okay. The boring part, he said the boring part is the waiver wire. J-Dog, I appreciate you. The Lions are cursed. They are cursed on Thanksgiving. Sanders in Green Bay. I'll make sure now that I went through the rest of the comments. Let me go back up to it and let me let's see. DraftKings wants to help me. So we got Tyler Bass going up against the 49ers. That could be another one. But that's also in the cold. And then Gonzalez isn't he on the Cardinals? Gonzalez, yeah. So I would go with Sanders. That's just me. It's hard to have there's no snow. Where do you if it's snowing? No, that's different. I don't see no snow in the forecast for Wisconsin. But if it is snowing, then obviously I would go with the guy and I would go with Gonzalez. The one problem with the Bills is that they score touchdowns. When you have a kicker, you want a kicker with a team that doesn't score touchdowns. And sometimes the Dolphins don't score touchdowns. They get to the 50, and then the Packers will most likely stop them. So you might have a better opportunity. Oh, he's in Washington. I'm sorry. I thought he was on the Cardinals. My bad. Okay. Okay, then that changes then. Okay. My fault. Okay, so then yes, I would go. Then that changes. I don't know why I thought Gonzalez was still on the Cardinals. Anyway. Okay, so then never mind. I lied. Go with the guy with the Commanders because Commanders going to score a lot of points. And as you said, the weather could be bad, but it should be a little bit better in Washington. So I would wait and see what the obviously conditions are in Green Bay tomorrow, but I would definitely go with that option. I'm so sorry about. I don't know why I thought he was still in Arizona, but that is what the comments, and those are all the comments that we have right now. So I appreciate all you guys coming here and hanging out with me here on this fantasy football show. As I said, guys, we will be here live at 7:30 in about 2 hours and a half as we watch Survivor Series 2001. Winner take all. It's the WWF taking on Team Alliance. The Retro Series is back, and the Retro Series is back for good, and it ain't going nowhere ever again. So make sure you come and hang out tonight in a few hours and watch Survivor Series 2001 as we get ready for Survivor Series War Games this weekend. Remember, we will not be here live tomorrow. Thanksgiving. Go spend some time with the family, football, food, all that good stuff. And then re-energize yourself after we get some shopping done. And after we watch some football, at least a half of football, and then come and hang out before we go live for Friday Night SmackDown as we do the preview show for Survivor Series War Games. And we got something we're going to be doing we haven't done here in a while, and we are going to be simulating the men's War Games match in WWE 2K24. We haven't played 2K here on the channel, and I figured why not let's do one of the War Game matches in 2K24. So come and hang out as we'll do that, and we'll watch it, and we'll also preview the whole entire show. And then on Friday night, we'll be here for Friday Night SmackDown. It is less than 24 hours away to War Games. Come and hang out as we watch the show, and we see what happens. And then on Saturday, we'll be here to watch that pay-per-view that is. We got the men's, we got the women's, we got a triple threat for the IC title. We got Gunther and Damian Priest, and we got ourselves a good time. It's Survivor Series War Games in Vancouver. It's been 1 year since the CM Punk return. How has that been? But we're back at it, guys, this Saturday for Survivor Series War Games. And then on Sunday, as I said, we'll be here live at 3:30 to watch the Ravens and Lamar Jackson take on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. We still got a big week here and a long week here on the channel as there's still a lot to do, even with Thanksgiving tomorrow. So, guys, thank you all for coming here and joining the episode today. Let's give away today's MVP to our guy Tyler for coming here and asking the kicker question. Sorry about that. My bad about the Gonzalez. I swore I thought he was. I don't know why. I got mixed up. But until next time, guys, and until 7:30, go follow all the social medias. Get your merchandise as the holiday season is around the corner. You can always get yourselves the promo code as you got 10% off of all merchandise on bonfire.com. So make sure you go and do all of that. Make sure that you also go check out the MTV. Go check out the Main Event Network crew. Go check out the OTM guys as they will probably not be live tomorrow, but go and check out all their great content as they have on their channel. Also, go check out the Southside Boys as we have some big news coming this Monday for the Southside Boys. Sox Fest is coming back in 2025. I secured my tickets, trying to get the other two guys to go, but they don't want to. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But December 2nd, I should say, because December 1st is Sunday. Monday, we got some news coming on the Tino's Tom and the Southside Boys. But guys, until 7:30, hit that like button, subscribe on the road to 3K, and lastly, turn that notification button on so you know when we go live next, which will be tonight at 7:30. We haven't done a double header in a while. I gotta get back in the groove. But guys, see you at 7:30 for Survivor Series 2001.